it's Stephanie with the blog theranchershomestead.com, and today is a special kind of day. I'm going to take you along in my kitchen all day long and show you what we eat in a day. Now, we have to be gluten-free, the girls and I here, and so everything that I'm sharing today will be gluten-free. However, if you're not gluten-free or you don't have to eat gluten-free, they're all very adaptable with just flours that change them out, that make them gluten-free or not gluten-free. 3 very simple meals that we enjoy in our family, and just give you an idea of some of the things that we make here. So this morning I'm going to go ahead and take some of my pumpkin puree from the garden last year that I had preserved. And the way I preserve pumpkin, there's 2 ways you can. You can pressure can it, or you can go ahead and puree it already and freeze it. And so I have a bunch of these little 2-cup bags of pumpkin puree that I had frozen that lay flat like this in my freezer, and they're just stacked up on a shelf, and I pull them out and defrost as I need to. So I'm gonna whip up a delicious gluten-free pumpkin bread for breakfast this morning. And you can find that full recipe on the blog. If you don't need to be gluten-free, then you can go ahead and just use regular all-purpose flour. The only thing that makes this gluten-free is using my gluten-free all-purpose flour blend. So you can find the full printable recipe on the blog at theranchershomestead.com. Now let's make some breakfast. Okay, my pumpkin bread is baking in the oven. I got about 4 minutes left before I'm going to start checking it and inserting my knife into the bread and seeing if it's ready. But I wanted to take this time as we're going through our day and sharing all these meals, these from scratch gluten-free, or you can make them not gluten-free meals. I wanted to remind you that today launches the Homestead documentary. And this documentary I'm being featured in for my from scratch cooking. So it's kind of ironic that I'm now sharing some meals with you guys. But there is 50 plus families in this documentary that are sharing their grassroots stories on beekeeping and candle making, from scratch cooking, raising animals, building debt free. There's just so much in this documentary featuring these families and their stories for their small farms and homesteads. And so right now, starting today, is a 5 free day premiere. So all this week is free for you to watch some of these episodes. They're family friendly. You don't need to pre-watch to see if they're safe for your children. They are something that your whole family will love and enjoy. So I'm going to drop the link in the description. Make sure to click that link, Homestead Documentary. Put your email in to get this free premiere, because you don't want to miss the free side of it. And this is season 2 of the Homestead Documentary. Season 1 also has launched over a year ago, and that's where the 50 plus families come into play. This is such a great documentary for your family to watch and see. If you are into some wholesome stories and learning about how they do different things and how families do different things, this is a must watch. So make sure to click that link below and don't miss this free premiere. So we finished school this morning and I'm gonna get some lunch started. We are gonna make some cheesy potato soup. The full recipe is on the blog, but I am going to dice up my tomatoes, skin them, and get some potato soup going. We might pair it with some grilled cheese with my homemade gluten-free bread, but we'll see where we end up with that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get some butter in the pan, get my onions chopped up and my garlic minced, peel my potatoes and get them all into my pot here so we can get our cheesy potato soup going. Lunch is all cleaned up and we have a beautiful day outside, so the girls and I headed outside to enjoy some time. We're going to ride some horses and enjoy the sunshine. Okay, so we are back in from outside. It was cold out there, but the sun is shining, and that is a blessed day in the winter time here in the Midwest. So the girls are having some hot cocoa, and I'm gonna start making up some dinner. Tonight's dinner is a little bit different. We go to church tonight, so I usually try and do some form of leftovers, but repurposed a little bit. And so tonight I'm taking leftover chicken from our roast chicken last night, and I'm gonna make a taco bake, or like an enchilada casserole. None of this really is that from scratch because I'm using store-bought tortillas and a green sauce here that I've gotten on Azure Standard, but it's going to be delicious, and it's all ingredients that I feel safe with. I am going to make some from scratch homemade Spanish rice to go with it as a side, and so you can check out the link in the description for the recipe on that. That's on the blog, but we're just going to kind of mix and match and see what we can come up with here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've shredded this chicken pretty good. Any big size pieces I've really torn down a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle it with some taco seasoning here. A nice hefty dollop of sour cream, maybe 2. This is usually how I do some cooking stuff in my kitchen, is just kind of go with what I feel. And then I'm going to pour some of this green chili sauce. I'll probably do half of a jar with the amount of chicken I had left. And then I'm going to put a handful of shredded cheese already in it, so that it's nice and cheesy. I'm going to mix this all up. Now, if you had some beans you wanted to throw in here, black beans would be really good, pinto beans. If you already had some Spanish rice that was cooked and you wanted to throw that in, that would be really good. But I'm going to do my Spanish rice on the side. Now I'm going to layer my tortillas in the oiled baking dish here. And then I'm going to scoop out my mixture and put it right over top of it. And just spread it out so it's even. You could do this with ground beef, with really anything. This is my favorite way to use up leftovers, is to make something else out of it. Okay. Then I'm going to top it again with more tortillas. This is the lazy man's enchiladas. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of my jar and drizzle it over the top. Take my spoon here and kind of spread it so that it's even. And then I'm going to take the rest of this cheese and sprinkle that right on top. Now I'll go ahead and bake this at 375 degrees for, I don't know, 25-30 minutes. Everything's cooked. You're just looking for the cheese to get melted and bubbly and for your tortillas to get soft. So that is what we eat in a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Thank you for spending the day with us and seeing just kind of how we go about our day, how I cook from scratch and kind of intertwine it in throughout our days. Everything that I shared today on what we ate will all be linked in the description back on the blog, so you can print out those recipes. The only thing that is not on the blog is because I flew by the seat of my pants is this casserole here that's in the oven. That is something that I just used leftovers and made up. This Spanish rice will be linked for you. As always, thank you for being here. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel to get a new weekly video. And go ahead and jump to the blog and become an email subscriber as well, and you will get two blog posts a week over there. Don't forget about the Homestead documentary that I shared about earlier in the day. That launches today. For 5 days. You get five free episodes, and you want to get your email in there so that you can get on board with all of those episodes and don't miss the lives and all of that go along with that. Thank you for being here today, and we'll see you next time. Take care.